to fly him, we understand, to Wellington when this helicopter crashed in Coonoor. These are the images that we have so far from the crash site. News to be with me. We're also asking many big questions that we will have up on your screen in just a moment. There are many different angles that are being investigated by the crash team at this point of time. But I do want to tell you that a crash investigation is an enormously complex exercise, and therefore, there will be no straight answers or short answers for what may have happened to this helicopter, because a detailed probe investigation, multi-layered inquiry needs to be conducted before one is to arrive at the semblance of an explanation of what may have doomed this Mi-17V5 helicopter. A reliable, fairly relatively new helicopter with a highly experienced crew that has crashed in the Nilgiri mountains of Tamil Nadu with the country's top military official on board. There are going to be answers sought, and there will be accountability held for what happened, but we still don't know what happened. Akshaya Nath continues to be with me. Akshaya, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is going to be briefing Parliament in just a very short while from now. The news is only getting worse. 4 people confirmed dead, very bad burn injuries, life-threatening burn injuries on some of the others. But this is turning out to be... Okay, we'll go back to Akshaya in just a moment. She's also in touch with her own reporting team on the ground in Wellington and Coonoor to get us the very latest information as and when we report them for you. But what we do know is that this was a high-impact, high-intensity accident that has taken place. It was not a crash landing or some kind of hard landing that took place. This was a full-fledged crash that has taken place, and the intensity of the crash is borne out by the confirmation that we already have that 4 people have lost their lives and counting. That number, I can tell you, is definitely going to rise. Just a moment. I'm going to get all of our reporters in just a moment on this story. All of our reporters are on the story right now. They're all in touch with their networks on the ground to get you the most accurate and fastest information. And I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, here on India Today, that we will only bring you information that has been corroborated by the agencies and formally announced. Remember, Parliament is in session, and the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will be making a statement in Parliament in just a very short while from now. So that's something we can confirm to you. Obviously, that entire statement will be live here on India Today. You will see that statement live. But in the interim, we will continue to report from the ground and get you the very latest information on what may have happened. The Indian Air Force has already ordered an inquiry. This is a default step that is taken every time there is even a minor accident of this kind. But this one was not minor by any stretch of imagination. There have been 4 confirmed fatalities. The debris of this helicopter has been, spread over a wide area. You can see the mangled mess of this Mi-17V5 helicopter that is distributed over a large area along this mountainside in Coonoor. Akshaya Nath continues to be with us. Akshaya, what's the latest?
Shiv, we've got the latest information from the Forest Minister K. Ramachandran, who has reached the spot and he has met the media there, and he said that 5 people have been killed, 2 people have been rescued with serious injuries, around 80% burn is what he's told, and they have been rushed to the Wellington Hospital. Apart from that, rescue operations are still underway to retrieve 7 other people who are stuck inside the flight. From what the minister has said, that Chief Minister M.K. Stalin had asked him to rush to the spot as soon as the information about the crash was given, and it's being told that it was the locals who had initially responded. Even now they are working in tandem with the authorities there to help in the rescue operation. And the minister also added that had the flight crashed 20 feet higher, then an entire village will have been affected. But at this point of time, thankfully, the locals in the area have not been affected, but they have been working along with officials to help in the rescue operation. And this is one of the first official voices that we're getting from Tamil Nadu, Shiv. The forest minister himself has stated that 5 people have been killed, and he has said that around 14 people have been on board is what the information he has got as well. So 14 people on board, 5 people have been killed. Their identities have not been revealed yet. 2 people with serious injuries have been taken to the Wellington Hospital, and apart from that, 7 people, the attempts to retrieve them are still underway. It's still uncertain whether they have sustained the crash or if they too have succumbed to their injuries. That detail is still not out, but right now all efforts are underway. We've been told that the Fire and Rescue Department, police officials, as well as local authorities and the army, all of them are working round the clock to ensure that as many people are retrieved from that crashed flight as fast as possible, Shiv. And this is one of the first big crashes that we can say in the recent times that has happened in the state of Tamil Nadu. A very high profile passengers as well on board. General Rawat as well as his wife Madhulika Rawat were there on board, and details on what exactly is their condition is still not out, but we're being told that all officials, all authorities are focusing on doing their best in the crash spot as possible. And we can also see how locals are bringing buckets of water and throwing on the fire to douse the fire as well as to clear the entire vicinity. We're also seeing visuals wherein army officials are trying to get the crowd out of the area so that a smooth rescue operation can happen as soon as a body is retrieved and taken out of the spot. So at this point of time, Shiv, what we can say is that from official sources, 14 people were on board, 5 people have been killed, 2 with serious injuries have been taken to the hospital, and 7 more are to be rescued, Shiv.
More waiting to be rescued at this point of time. Abhishek Bhalla continues to be with me on the story. He's our defense editor.